Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how a few simple accessories can help turn your beginning fermentation hobby from a messy chore to a pleasure. Hi, I'm Charles, and welcome to DIY Fermentation, where you, the novice fermenter, can hopefully find some insight into improving your hobby. Now today, we're going to be talking about racking canes, star sand, hydrometers, a turkey baster, and airlocks. Now, if you like what you see here, please hit the subscribe and notify buttons. And also, if you have any questions or comments about entry-level fermentation accessories, leave them in the comment section below. Also, you'll find links to those accessories that I'll be using in this video. Hey, is this how you rack your wine? Using a racking cane can make things a whole lot easier. And now a word about sanitation. Now then, when you're going to use star sand, please make sure you read the instructions first, including that part right there, so that you understand what it is you're working with. All you need is just 1 ounce for every 5 gallons. I'm not going to be using 5 gallons, so I'm going to pour roughly about half an ounce. And I'm only going to use about 2 gallons of water. If that, in fact, what I'm going to be using it for, I'm just going to use 1 gallon of water, which is more than enough. Now, star sands is nothing more than just a mild acid, kind of like vinegar. A little stronger than vinegar, but basically they do the same things. The intent is to kill any bacteria or germs in there that might hurt you. It's not harmful. It's not going to hurt you unless you start drinking it. Any slight film or residue or bubbles that might remain inside your bottles or your gear, that's fine. It's not going to hurt you at all. Just let it dry and just use it as you normally would. You don't have to rinse it. Now then, all you need to do to use it really is just place all of your gear that needs to be sanitized into the star sands. And anything else that you might want to put in there, and just let it sit for a minute. It takes about a minute for it to work. After about a minute, you can take your equipment out of it, just let it drain dry a little bit, shake off any excess, put it aside. Again, you don't have to worry about any bubbles or anything else that might still remain. I mean, if you're overly concerned, then you can just go ahead and just rinse it off. But for the most part, you don't have to do that. I do it from time to time because sometimes you just never know. So just take everything out. And that, my friends, is that. Oh, one other thing about star sands. Now that you've got, in my case, a gallon of this stuff already made, you can reuse this. I mean, this stuff is supposed to be good for at least a good 2 weeks. Just put it in a glass container and just put it aside until next time you're ready to use it. Next to sanitation, your airlock is probably the next most important piece you can have in your fermentation kit. Now what it's designed to do, it's going to stop bugs and bacteria from working their way through the airlock down into your fermentation. And what you're trying to achieve is this. This is what you want. This is what you don't want. And sanitation and your airlocks will help stop that from happening. Now, the next accessories that you really ought to have in your winemaking kit are going to be the following. You really are going to want a hydrometer. It usually comes with a little beaker. And the last ingredient is a turkey baster. And how it works is this. If you want to know approximately how much alcohol your wine is capable of producing, you're going to need to be able to measure it. And the way you measure it is with an hydrometer. If you want to find out how much alcohol your wine actually made, again, you're going to need your hydrometer. And it works this simple. The more sugar that you're putting into your wine, the higher the hydrometer will float. And depending on where the level of liquid is on the hydrometer, that will tell you your starting reading and approximately how much alcohol it's capable of producing. At the end of the process, when your wine is all done, you go ahead and reinsert your hydrometer. You take your turkey baster, and instead of trying to pour it into the flask, all you're going to do is just stir up all of that dead yeast to release. And you really don't want to do that. That's where the turkey baster comes in handy. You simply insert your turkey baster, and I've already taken some of the wine out for other reasons, and just suck up enough of your wine so that your hydrometer will begin to float. Usually it's about close to 1.5 inches to 2 inches from the top. And just go ahead and do that. It usually takes me 3 tries to do it. And there we go. I don't want the rest of that. Let's put that back in. Drink that later. All right. Now that we've got it in, and this has already been produced in making wine, so my final reading is going to be, let's give it a little spin, wipe off any of those, or shake off any of those little bubbles that might be in there. It looks like I'm coming in at, get my reading specs on. Looks like it's going to come in at, really? It's coming in at 1.000. Now I've already done the calculations. I started at 1.114 some 3 weeks ago. I'm now at 1.000. Ran it through the calculator and I came up with an alcohol by volume of 16.53%. 16.5% alcohol. Won't find that in the store. And that lets me know that when I'm enjoying my wine at a later date, I'll know just how much I'm going to be able to drink before it puts me under the table. So again, turkey baster, hydrometer, and flask. About $10, $10, $12. That's all it costs. If you have found this video helpful, make sure you click on the subscribe and notify buttons below so that you can get more videos like this one in the future.